It's 11 a.m. Tuesday here in Seoul. I'm Oh Soo-young at the Arirang News Center. We're breaking into our regular programming to bring you a live briefing from the South Korean health authorities on the COVID-19 situation here in the country. In just a few moments now, we're going to cut into a briefing at the Sejong government complex with simultaneous interpretation available in English. And we're just going to cut straight into the briefing room where Yoon Tae-ho, Director General of Public Health Policy, will be sharing the latest figures and updates on the coronavirus situation in the country. So we're just about to do that now. We're going to go into the briefing room at Sejong government complex, and the official there is going to tell us the latest infection cases and also the death toll as well. And he's right now making his way to the podium, and it looks like the briefing is just about to begin.
Also, we are joined by Mr. Park Jong-hyun from the PR department of the KCDC. We also have sign language translation available. First, we have Mr. Yoon Tae-ho, who will be briefing us up on the coronavirus outbreak here in South Korea. Let us now begin our regular briefing for April 14th, Tuesday. As of today, midnight, we have a total of 2,808 in quarantine. 7,534 have been discharged following full recovery. The death toll stands at 222. Yesterday, we had 27 new cases and 87 more people were discharged. And yesterday, we had about 8,600 diagnostic testings, and we conducted over 52,700 case testing so far. Yesterday, unfortunately, we had 5 more fatalities. I send my deepest condolences to those who have passed away and the members of the bereaved families. Out of the 27 newly confirmed cases, 15 were confirmed domestically, and we had a total of 12 imported cases. And of them, 7 were confirmed at the airport quarantine, while 5 were reported at the community. And aside from one, the rest of the 11 were all Korean nationals. And this morning, the Prime Minister Chung Se-kyun convened a KCDC meeting, and he was briefed on the vaccine development and therapeutics development, as well as the preparations for the online school starting for major students here in the country. And he said that thanks to an intensified border control of the South Korea, we was able to see a steady decline in the number of newly confirmed cases as for the imported cases. And however, he said that we need to look at closely and watch the latest outbreak trends in many Asian countries, as our Korean nationals who are living there could be wanting to come back home. And he also called for the establishment of a pan-governmental support team to develop COVID-19 therapeutics and vaccine. And during the KCDC meeting this morning, we talked upon the process on the COVID-19 therapeutics and vaccine developments. And the Korean government is currently committed to providing a pan-government support team to help researchers develop COVID-19 therapeutics and vaccines. And in order to develop the therapeutics by the end of this year, we will be supporting swiftly the clinical trials, and we will also be developing plasma treatments therapeutics, as well as other forms of therapeutics. As for the plasma therapeutics, we will be cooperating with the private sector so that we will have this ready by the late of this year. And currently we are accumulating many of the blood samples, and we are trying to introduce this therapeutics in the next 2 to 3 months. Although there are some gap and time difference with the US, however, we believe that we can develop our vaccines by the end of 2021 or early 2022. This is our goal going forward, and we will be also easing the regulations for IRB easing and we will also expand our budget support, and we will also provide a discovery platform of these vaccines utilizing AI. And also we will be having an expansion of the R&D infrastructure so that we can cooperate with the international community. As President Moon Jae-in has said, the vaccine development is an important hurdle that we must overcome to successfully overcome the COVID-19 outbreak. So we ask the Korean government the Korean government will continue to carry out support in this sector, and the Foreign Ministry and the Welfare Ministry is in the lead for developing a pan-government support team for this, and we will be listening to the opinions of the people who are on the front lines, and we will develop necessary supports. And we will also cooperate closely with the experts from the medical sectors, academia, so that we will be having the pan-government support team by the end of this week. And the second round of people from the Korean nationals from Spain have successfully returned. As of 13th of April, we have 43 people returning from Spain through private jets. And among them, 15 people showed symptoms at the point of entry at the airport quarantine. They were tested at the airport, and all of them tested negative, and they have been moved to the temporary shelter center. And the 28 people who had no symptoms also were moved to the center, and they were also screened, and they also all tested negative of the virus. And as they were tested negative, we would have another round of testing within 4 days, and we will be having them return to their respective residences after that and have them self-isolate. And the pan-government support center is providing them with support in the areas of medical and financial aspects, and the medical staff are currently monitoring their health conditions. And we have seen a decrease in the number of confirmed cases here in Korea. However, this does not mean that we can go back to the pre-COVID-19 days. Our goal is to maintain the on-day increase steadily to decrease. However, looking at Singapore, which has been regarded as a role model for controlling a steady decline of the confirmed cases, has been looking at another surge of the infections. And looking at that, as well as considering the cluster infections here in Korea, we cannot let our guards down as of yet. We believe that this is a crucial moment for us to have better control over the virus. Thanks to the quarantine efforts put forth by the government, and together with the cooperation of the public, we will be decreasing the number, and we will ultimately have a better control over the COVID-19 outbreak. And the best method for this is to have the social distancing measures. We believe that many people are feeling fatigued and lethargic of the social distancing campaign. We are having a day off tomorrow due to the general elections, and we are very highly concerned about the fact that these measures will be easing tomorrow, and together with the betterment of the weather. And when you go to the election polls, please abide by the quarantine measures like washing of your hands when you go to the polling stations. Please do go for your to cast your votes. However, we advise you to stay away from major clusters and enclosed spaces where many people are gathering. We also advise you to clean the surfaces of your frequently touched surfaces of the furnitures, and also we advise you to ventilate your rooms and your houses on a regular basis. Through ventilation, we believe that the droplets concentration will be decreasing, and if you wipe and disinfect the surfaces, we will decrease the risk of infection. If we conduct the ventilations for twice a day, and by disinfecting the frequently touched surfaces, we can decrease the risk of the infections. And based on a cooperation with the public, we can overcome the outbreak. And just as you did so far, if you continue to cooperate with the quarantine officials, we will be successfully overcoming the COVID-19 crisis. Thank you very much.
That was a live briefing from the South Korean health authorities you've just heard there. The Director of Public Health Policy Yoon Tae just told us that there were 27 additional infection cases of COVID-19, bringing the national total to 10,564. Unfortunately, there were 5 more deaths, bringing the total death toll to 222. Well, that concludes our coverage of this morning's briefing. We'll be back in just a short while at 12 p.m. Korea time with our regular midday news. Bye for now.